Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on Sunday, July 20th, 2025. I hope everybody's doing well. It's sunny and humid here, a little bit breezy, and the criminals were quite active last night. I want to thank everybody for joining in the chat last night. We had a lively discussion and sharing URL links and stuff. Whenever you're in the chat, if you want to share a link to your channel, please feel free to leave it there, because most of the links are held if you leave them in the comments section underneath any of the videos. But in the live chat, you can post them there. Now, for those of you who were in the chat last night, you all got a surprise. My neighbors, actually, after I had mentioned how quiet my neighbors were, they were obviously listening to the chat because they like being read to also. So like when I read books about Freemasonry and how to hide stealthily and stuff, they're listening in the background so that they can, gain intel and information and stuff. And they were quickly on the go to detonate a bomb on my properties. So for those of you who are actually in the live chat last night, you heard it firsthand. I thought that I was the only one that heard it, but evidently everyone in the live commented that you all heard it too. Some of you actually were able to, from the videos that I posted, and I've got a couple of more to upload, find information in those videos by slowing them up. And obviously you have better technology than I do. I've got an old laptop, an old phone, so I'm not seeing some of the things that you are. So what you kind people did is you copied my videos, slowed them up, enlarged them, and showed me a lot of really juicy information that I obviously missed, like the criminal that parked himself on the back end of my house, crouched down, while just before the bomb was detonated. And I'll show you several of the pictures, but before I get into it, please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there, and please feel free to share this. Share this with any police auditor channels that you know. If you're in a city or a state different than Kentucky, feel free to share it to your local newspaper, because this should not be happening on my property. There should not be people parked on my property planning to detonate bombs. And this was not the first time. And I'm calling it a bomb. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a grenade. Maybe it was an energy weapon. Maybe it was a combination of the two. Maybe it was, a combination of three things. Remember, I live in rural Kentucky, and these people get really creative with their weapons. They can concoct anything imaginable. They get really bored here, and since they're predators preying on one woman, like a whole gang of them against one woman, they're getting their rocks off. They think it's funny. They can't do anything else with their sorry-ass lives. So first I'm going to show you, in case you didn't see it, the first video that I posted about the explosion that happened during the live stream. And bear with me because my laptop is really slow. And this is what the video is. Neighbor from hell.
Get 30 protein sticks for just $36. That's only $1.20
Sorry guys,
each.
I've got my
There are 3
advertisements
reasons why
going
you
here.
should try them. Number 1.
Okay. So what we did, we actually saw the light before the noise. And based upon this information, we were able to find some other things. So I'm not going to play the entire 51 seconds. We're on 27 seconds here. Neighbors' explosive intimidation tactics. And then I posted here, this is evidence 3, neighbor premeditated grenade on my driveway. That was a month or so ago. But then we'll go back to this video here. And again, I apologize if it's slow. I would edit this, but I've got this annotated videos when I upload them, this new feature. So this is a second camera. Crazy neighbors want attention. Another bomb. This is what it looks like. This is the thumbnail. And I'll read it. At 12:04 a.m., July 20th, 2025, during my live chat on YouTube, the criminally minded, disgusting neighbors decided they were going to explode some kind of device on my property. Everyone in the live chat heard the explosion. This short video is taken from one of my cameras. We also caught a man crouched low in the rear of my house wearing a baseball cap, which may have been red. So we're going to first show you the video, and then we can show you what the creature looks like in back of my house from two separate angles, okay? Oh, we missed that. Let me just scroll that again here. And I'm going to stop it here. So based upon that, I've had some wonderful subscribers take those clips and slow them down, and this is what we found. So this was on Con Artist channel. So this is from one of the cameras. This is how bright the explosion was. Now, this building here, let me just turn off this light because there's a lot of glare here. Maybe that's better. I don't know if that's better or not. But this is an old building that Travis Sparks built. He called it the Homestead. So now remember, this is midnight, and I live in a rural area, so it is black as night. It is black and black. There's no light unless you walk in front of a motion light, and the light will turn on. But this is how bright the explosion was on my rural property. So now that was camera number 2. So now here's the first moments prior to the explosion shot. Okay, so this is what it looked like. This is the second view angle of explosion, Lorraine's Farm Homestead, July 20th. This was taken by a subscriber who lives in New Zealand. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is the next moments before. The next moment before, and then look at how bright it got. Is that amazing? But then another subscriber took this angle, and I have the photo, and that there is somebody crouched down over here, right here. I'll show you. A man right here. In the back of my house. There was some motion on the roof of my house. So now this is the front of my house right there, and I was right in here on the live chat, and there was somebody crouched down at the back end of my house right here. There was some other motion going on here. It might have been an animal, we're not exactly sure, but there was a person crouched down right here, and you could actually see a shadow here. And we're going to get up close to that. And then this is what it looked like immediately afterwards. Still bright, but look at the side of my house here. You see how bright that is? And then what's this? Like, what is that? Blocked out? What is that? This is a downspout with a water catchment that they sliced back in December. And then right here, there's a man wearing a baseball cap, hanging out. And what's that blacked out here? Is that the person who immediately afterwards went to hide and did something with the cameras? I don't have anything that looks like that in the back of my house. So now we're going to go to, the creature in the back of my house. Okay, we'll go to the creature in back of my house. That definitely looks like a man crouched down by my raised garden bed. And you can see the downspout here, the one that I just showed you. He's right there in the back. Right there. And wait till I show you the next image. These people are very bold. They've been getting away with a lot, but they're not getting away with this. And you know, stupid people do stupid things. Sort of like it's Mercury retrograde. You don't want to plan these things during Mercury retrograde. Something's always going to go wrong. Like somebody finding an inhuman in the video. Okay, so here's the guy. Wait 1 second. So now we've got a different angle of it. Okay, so here's the same shot. Now remember, it is pitch black outside. This is immediately after the explosion. Here's the guy. Here's the guy that I showed you the photo of before, right here. There's a downspout here, and there's some movement going on my roof right here, and then there's movement going on here. I don't know what this is. I mean, it could be a shadow. This is another raised garden bed here, and I've got 2 chairs here. It could have been an animal scared to death, but there's the man right there, crouched down in the garden bed. And there's movement up here. We're not exactly sure what that is. So, these people, you know, it just baffles the mind. It really just baffles the mind. They think they're going to get away with this. You people are really smart. Thank you so much for taking the time to examine my videos, analyze them, especially with your technology and your keen eyes. I don't always have the time, and my technology is old. So I'm not getting, you know, I'm not seeing a lot of what you're seeing. But I really appreciate it, because now I will be submitting this when I do file my complaint, which is going to be soon. And somebody commented, you know, the truth is said in jest, and it's true. I post, you know, videos every day. And the subscriber says, well, you post so many videos each week, we don't have time to watch anybody else's. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the day off. Tomorrow is my birthday. And I'm going to take the day off from posting. Maybe I'll post later in the day, unless there's something really important. Because I have a lot of work to do here. I need to remarket selling my house. And I need to get my complaint going on here. It will not be in Kentucky. I'll be sending a complaint to the federal government, and let them deal with it, and let them then tell me that I don't have anything going on here. Okay, so anyway, if I will be uploading the other videos that the other cameras caught. Unfortunately, one of the cameras fell. Now, I'm assuming that somebody did this intentionally, or it was a raccoon, because I had a whole bunch of raccoons on the porch last night. But I also caught on the camera, while a raccoon is eating, that creepy voice that you hear in the back of my live stream through the camera. So I thought that was really interesting. And it sounded like it said my name. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Leave your comments down below. If you have been able to slow down my videos at all, if you see something different, particularly this one here. So there's the guy. right there that we had a close-up of, crouched down, wearing a baseball cap. And then some movement on the roof. Now, I don't know if anybody was up there, if something swayed. I don't know. And then there was some movement going on here, you know, could have been a shadow of some kind. But we have a lot of animals on the property at that time, especially raccoons and cats and stuff, so you never know. But that was an inhuman terrain team or neighbor. Anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please remember to share if you're inclined to do so and get the message out there. And if you know anybody or if you want to share it with one of the police auditor channels, feel free to do so. Signing off for now.